Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday night on Untethered Live Chill Stream. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and tonight we're going to talk about the new girl in my life and what we get up to. I'll show you all about it. How's it going out there? Joining me always is the wonderful bandhammer herself, Amanda.
Howdy, Untethered Live family. Happy Hump Day.
Camel. Nice to see everybody. How's everybody doing? Kevin, you're first in chat. You get the gold star for being first tonight. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Kevin says, hello, Jake and Amanda.
Hi, Kevin.
Patty's here, right in line. She says, hi, Kevin. Peace. Smiley, smiley. I tried to be number one, but doggone, you beat me to it, LOL. You are number one in my heart, Patty. Always. Remember that. Amber Grounds is here, and she says, good evening, friends. Hello, Amber. I understand that you have a Bible on the way to you. That's fantastic. Be looking out for that. Nice to see you. Patty says, good to know you're here, Mr. Kevin. It's always nice to have support on the road we're traveling on. Peace. Yes, we are traveling on the road, and it is wonderful. Oh, Smoking Auditor sent an Untethered Live gift membership to somebody. Who got it? I don't know. It doesn't say, but thank you, Smoking Auditor.
Kingdom Kid got it.
Kingdom Kid got it. Congratulations, Kingdom Kid, for your membership. Come on in, get your J-tag. It looks good by your name. Look at that. Smoking Auditor, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. How are you? That's awesome. Amber says, good evening, friends. Heart. And I read that one. Big John's here. He says, hello, everybody, and all you wonderful, beautiful people. Hello, Big John. How are you, buddy? How's it feel being home? Rested up, hopefully.
No, he went right back to work.
Yeah, but he took a break after he got home. He took a nap.
Barely.
What a man.
All right.
Patty says, hello, Miss Amber and Mr. Jake. Hello, Patty. Nice to see you.
Hi, Patty, hun.
Patty says, big bad John from across the pond. Peace, my friend. Smooth, smiley face, and peace again. Kevin says, hello, Patty, Amber, and John. And Kevin says, I'm on another podcast right now. I'll be back soon. Cheater. It hurts me. It hurts me deeply. Amanda says, well, here's your gold star anyway. Maybe you can share it with your other friend. Have fun, buddy.
Hi, Kevin, Patty, Amber, and Nugget. Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all. Happy Hump Day.
Camel.
Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. I didn't quite get everything done that I was trying to get done before the show, but I got a good start on it anyway.
Slacker.
Well, unfortunately, my new girl ain't going to be able to talk to you much, but I'll show her off anyway. Kingdom Kid. God bless you, Kingdom Kid, and congratulations on your membership. I hope you decide to keep it. Kingdom Kid says, bless you all, and Jake, congratulations. On what? Why am I getting a congratulations?
Your new girl.
Oh, the new girl. Got it. Yeah. Kevin says, hello, Kingdom Kid. Amanda says,
hi, kid. Welcome back.
Kingdom Kid says, wavy hand. That's a nice hot cup of coffee. Thank you for those who provide the coffee for the show. I appreciate that. That is a regular cup of Joe in there. That's the way I like it, don't you know?
You're welcome.
Don't you want to have a cup with me? If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup, and let's talk about something dishy. If you don't have a cup, though, you can get one in the description below. I do recommend the first one. It has my face on it. It is fantastic. But right beside it, we have stainless steel tumblers like this one. The big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids, and the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front, all the platforms on the back. It looks great on your coffee table and keeps your coffee hot for hours. It is a fantastic device. I love having hot coffee after an hour, and it's still hot. 2 hours, still hot. 3 hours, kind of warm, but still hot. 4, 5, 6 hours, still warm. Not hot, but warm.
He won't drink it after 3 hours.
I won't drink used coffee. I like my coffee fresh. But the fact that it'll keep it hot the whole time I'm drinking it, and it doesn't, with a regular cup, you're racing against it cooling off. So you got to get to the bottom of it before it cools off. With this, I can take my time and just drink it at my leisure. I like that. So get one of those if you can, or, a tire iron, or a shovel, a flat shovel, or spade, if you will, or a pair of toenail clippers, something. I'm sure they got it. I don't know if they do or not, but don't quote me on that last part, but check it out. Also, though, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. You want to show a little bit of love? If you want to, you can do that by going to CashApp, $ Jake Johnson Band, or PayPal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. I appreciate that very much. It is useful. And one last thing. If you would like to have a place you can hang out with everybody outside of YouTube, outside of this whole thing, all the trappings, go over to Facebook.com/UntetheredLive Chillin'. It's a great place to hang out, share pictures, videos, texts, and chats, and get to know one another. And the ladies are killing it with the memes over there. And I'm throwing my 2 cents in over there, too, sometimes. So it's free, it's entertaining, and it's yours. So go check that out if you'd like. And now, back to the show. Amy Elizabeth says, "Hi, everybody. Best Dr. Nick voice." I don't know who Dr. Nick is, but hi, everybody. Maybe that was close. Amanda says,
hold on. I had to go. I had to do something else on my computer real quick. You'll have to read it for a second.
Amanda says, "Hi, Amy." Amy says, "Amber, message me. I have your tracking number." Nice. Get that Bible. That's going to be great. I love that we're sharing Bibles with each other. That's a fantastic service that we provide here. I'm so happy that we can do that.
Okay, I'm back.
Are you back?
Yes. Hi, Bill.
You got it handled?
Yes. Yes. Let's see. Hi, Amy. Hi, Bill.
Bill Bennett is here. Bill Bennett. Nice to see you. Bill Bennett. Come on in, take your shoes off. Bill says, "Hello, Untethered Live family. Glad to see you all. Glad to see you too, sir. How are you doing this evening?" Kevin says, "Hello, Bill." And Amanda says, "Hi, Bill." I think she said that already.
Yes.
Linda says, "Oh, hey, Linda. Nice to see you, sweet lady. I'm so used to you just being here all the time. I didn't even recognize that you had just walked in. So, hi. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you." She says, "Hi, all. Wow, there's a bunch of you here already. Yes, 14 already. I like it. I can't wait till there's 1,400. And it's not humanly possible for me to read the chat. That's what I'm after. Not really, but it'd be nice." And my brother from another mother, Aaron's here. Hello, Aaron. He says, "I'm driving home from working out." What a bad day. Oh, man. What can we do to make it better, my friend? I hate to hear that you've had a bad day. Tell us all about it. Tell Uncle Jake what's bothering you.
Hello, Aaron.
Kevin says, "Hello, Linda and Aaron." And Aaron says, "How doing, Amanda?"
How are you doing, Amanda?
Aaron says, "Kevin, my brother. Nice to see you." Linda says, "Hi, Kevin," smiley face. And Amanda says, "Hi, Linda, hun."
Hi, Linda, hun.
I know I'd get on a roll and I forget what I'm doing. Amy says, "Like, shared, and invited some friends." Yes. See, all of you should take Amy's example. She does it every single time. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. If all of you did that, there would be 1,400 people in here waiting. Linda says, "Hi, Miss Amanda," with a sexy voice hiding behind a camera. How about that?
It's all Linda. Thanks, hon. And I'm good, Aaron. Thanks. What was your day? What was What
Why was your day bad?
Yeah, why was your day bad?
Tell us all about it, buddy. We'll make it better. So Fallon's here. She says, how you doing, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing well, too, Soph. Hi. Nice to see you. Maybe it's Maybelline. Or maybe. Maybe says, ciao, Jake and Amanda. And ciao, everyone. Ciao, Bella. Nice to see you, sweetie. How are you and Victor doing this evening? Amy says, welcome back, Kingdom Kid. And he's got a membership. Check him out. He's got the J tag now. Kingdom Kid, you're part of the family, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Linda. Hi, Soph. Hi, Mabel.
Amy says, praying for your dad, Kingdom Kid. Something wrong with your dad, buddy? We'll all pray for him. Kevin says, hello, Mabel and Victor. Kingdom Kid says, Amy, bless you, sweetie. Kevin says, hello, Soph. And Mabel says, Kevin, Vic will be here soon. Kind of figured he would be. Amy says, snuggles close to Aaron. I had a rough day, too. Smoking Auditor hit that Untethered Live gift. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. Kingdom Kid says, he's received a gift membership by the Smoking Auditor is what that says. And he became a sponsor, so thank you. Thank you, thank you. That crown looks good there. I don't know if that crown will stay with you or not, but kind of looks like it is, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the crown was in his name.
The crown's in his name then, huh?
Yeah.
I got it. I see. Amy says, woohoo. Nice. Family's growing. It's growing. Amanda says, hi, Smoking. Long time no see, and thank you. Smoking Auditor says, I'm stopping by to light up that like button before I go to work. I hear you, buddy. How are you? How's things going in your neck of the woods? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you, by the way. I know you're enjoying this weather cooling off a little bit. And Mabel says, woohoo, congratulations, Kingdom Kid. Amy says, hi, Smoking Auditor. And Kevin says, hello, Auditor. Fab Daddy's here. He says, I owe my soul to the company store. Well, you're not going to be able to pay that off because your soul doesn't belong to you. And I don't think God likes you doing trades with his property. But I understand where you're coming from. A lot of people have fell for that trap. But it's a pyramid scheme. If I was you, I'd get out while you're ahead and head towards the Bible as fast as you can. How you doing, Fab Daddy? Nice to see you. Kevin says, hello, Fab. Amy says, hi, Fab Daddy.
Hi, Fab.
Smoking Auditor says, hey, Amy Elizabeth. Wave your hand. And Fab Daddy says, hi, Kevin, Amy, and Amanda. And Linda says, hi, Daddy. Who's got a sexy voice now? Maybe that was just in my head, but it sounded dirty. Soph says, hi, Amy, how are you? I'm sorry that you had a rough day. That was not Amy, that was Aaron.
Amy had a rough day, too.
Amy had a rough day, too?
Yeah, remember she snuggles with Aaron?
Oh, because she was snuggling with Aaron. That was empathy. I don't think she was saying that her day.
No, she said she had a rough day, too.
Okay. I think that was empathy.
Keep going. You'll see that I'm right.
I'm sure you are. Fab Daddy says, hey, Linda. And Amy says, I have the tracking number. I just don't know how to get it to her, and I don't want to post it publicly. Well, I hear you there, but the only thing they could do with it is track the package. So if someone stole your tracking number, they would know when it arrived. I don't think that would matter, but you can email it to her if she'll give you her email address, or you can email it to me, and I can email it to her if she'll give me her emailing address. There's any number of ways you want to do that. Or she can just contact you directly through Facebook Messenger or something, and you can give it to her that way. Either way, Amber, get in touch with Amy, however you want to do it. Smoking Auditor says, hey, Fab Daddy, and I'm made of muscle and blood. Right on. Me too. Amy says, hi, Soph. And Fab Daddy says, hey, Smoking. Big John says, I'm a bit stressed out the last 2 days. I had the fraud squad at my door somewhere. Been trying to hack my bank account from YouTube. Yeah, we've been having a little issue with that too on Banhammer's side. Somehow or other, somebody keeps hitting her from Google and we can't figure out what it is. It's nothing on my end, but I don't know what it is.
Now it's Apple.
Now it's Apple.
Yep.
So
Google.
somebody's just hacking and trying to get you any way they can.
Yep. Google stopped. Now it's Apple.
Yep. You might have to get a new card.
I already ordered a new card.
Victor's here. He says, evening all. And Jake, how are you doing, sir? How are you doing, sir? I'm fantastic. It's nice to see you. Thank you for coming. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, folks. And Victor's here. Amy says, oh no, Nugget.
Oh no, Nugget.
I hope you get that worked out, buddy. That's kind of sucky.
And hi, Victor.
Knock on wood, I've never had an issue with my Cash App card of any kind. Amy says, pinch poke, Amanda. I think you owe her a Coke.
Yep.
And Soph says, oh, God, Big John, I'm sorry. So dramatic. Linda Davis says, hey, Mabel and Victor. Amy says, I'm not feeling very well. I can't wait until Saturday. I need a break. I'm too stubborn to call in sick. I hear you. I feel that way every day, about an hour before I go to work. And starting at about 30 minutes before I leave, I start trying to talk myself out of going. And so far, I've been losing that battle because I need the money. So I keep pushing myself to go, pushing myself to go, pushing myself to go. But the thought is there. I need a break too. Big time. I haven't had a break in many, many, many moons. I don't even remember the last vacation I had. What'd you say?
Said I told you.
Told me what?
She didn't feel good either.
Oh, I know. You're right. I was wrong. You were right. I took that for empathy. So Fallon says, hey, Linda, how are you, beautiful? And Amanda says,
Aw, Amy, feel better soon, hun.
Mabel says, hi, Linda, smiley face. And Soph says, I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well, Amy. Do you have a cold? No. She has a tired ass. And Linda says, hi, Soph. And Amy says, Linda, you hear me? Linda. Smiley, smiley. Big John says, prayers for everyone. Prayers and love. Thank you, Big John. Prayers back at you, buddy. Kevin says, please don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. Thank you very much, Kevin. And then my chat jumps. Hang on.
8:39.
8:39. I'm right on top of it. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, says Kevin. Thank you. And yes, hit that like button. Share, subscribe, support, join, and all the other buttons. Fab Daddy says, thanks, Kevin. And Soph says, thank you for praying for me, Nugget. It was an all of us thing, but you were included, yes. Amy says, Dr. Nick from The Simpsons. Oh, yeah, I don't watch The Simpsons, so I wouldn't know what that sounds like. Here's the link to the Facebook page if anybody wants to check it out. It's in the chat. It's a cool place to hang out. I think you'll enjoy it. I know. Facebook ain't everybody's cup of tea, but this is different. This is just us. We're not accepting many, many people from all over. You know, it's not going to be full of random, junk feed. It's just going to be us. And we're going to try to keep it that way. So it's just for this channel. So if anybody wants to go over there and use it, it's there for your convenience. Amy says, listen, Linda, listen. Y'all must have a private joke going on that I don't know about.
Yes, you do. I showed you the video.
Oh, yeah. I got it now. Linda Davis says, hi, sweet woman. Amy, hugs. Amy says, I saw that little bit saying that, and I had to send it to you.
Little boy.
Little boy saying that. Yeah. And Linda says, Linda doesn't listen anymore. Sure you do. Amy says, boy, I got it. I figured it out. I had my subconscious working on it.
LOL, Amy, that kid's a trip. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda.
Kevin says, Jake, so who's the new girl in your life? Oh, mon frere.
Everybody was scared to ask but Kevin.
Kevin's the man.
I'm surprised nobody's asked me if I'm jealous yet. There she is. That's Daisy.
That's Daisy. She's not ready to play yet. I was trying to get it ready for the show. And I ran out of time. I just didn't have enough time. I had to work late today, so I didn't have enough effort to work on it. So Friday, I'll try to play it for you Friday. I still got some intonation stuff to fix and, adjustments here and there. I got some new strings on it, got it cleaned. That came to me by way of my sister. That was one of her father's guitars. And he passed away a while back. And
A year ago.
And he had possession of quite a few guitars. 2 of them came to me, and I've already showed them on this channel. And that's the 3rd one came to me by way of my sister. I think she's going to keep that one, but I'll have access to it anytime I want. It's beautiful, and that is in the finish. That's not something somebody stuck on it. Those flowers are part of the paint job. Bill Bennett says, I do invite. And the response is, I'm not listening to a YouTube preacher. And I say, you're lost. I'll pray for you. Keep up the great work, guys. Well, that's all right. I'm more than just a preacher, though. You can invite them to Chill Stream or Politics or the Hyperbole or the Jake Johnson podcast or whatever it is. It's all there. There's thousands of videos. They don't have to watch me preach. I'm not really preaching anyway. I'm more teaching than anything else. But thank you for trying. That's all that matters. And Patty says, hey, everyone. I was here, but I got knocked out somehow. Oh, no. Like physically or
No,
from the internet? Linda Davis says, hey, Patty. Amy says, hi, Patty. Mabel says, Kevin, thank you for finally asking him. I wanted to, but Vic told me no. You can ask me anything you want. I'm an open book. It's one thing, I'll never lie to you, and I'll answer every question you ask, hopefully to your satisfaction. Amy says, who's throwing elbows at Patty and knocking her out? I know, right? That was my thought. Whose butt do I got to beat? Can't have nobody whooping up on my Patty now.
Wow, popular.
I know.
Tell your girlfriend to go away.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You know who you are. Victor says, smiley, smiley. Aaron says, I made it home. Excellent. Kick back, kick your shoes off and pet your dog. Get you a nice cold drink or a hot drink. And just relax and let me take it from here, buddy. I know you've had a bad day, but we love you, and I hope that helps some. Fab Daddy says, I owe my soul to the company store. You said that. Is lyrics 15 tons, and what do I get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Yep. I know the song. I know it well. So Fallon says, hi, Aaron. I missed you, buddy. Aaron says, hugs and love for everyone. And Patty says, Tennessee Ernie Ford. That's right. And Victor says, hey, Aaron, good to see you. It is good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing well today. Other than feeling bad. Or having a bad day. I didn't really get whether you felt bad or you just had a rough day. One of those two things don't fit. And Linda Davis says, I understood that it was lyrics. I did too. But still, you can't sell your soul. It doesn't belong to you. Aaron says, you missed me when, Soph? When did you miss me? She misses you in general. And Soph says, because I know you've been always for a bit. So, no, I know you've been away for a bit. So that's why I missed you, Aaron. You missed him because he was away or because you missed him not being here with you? Aaron says, Mr. Vic, glad to have you here. I'm glad you're here too, buddy. It's nice to have people with some integrity surrounding you. It's wonderful. Vic says, I'm doing good. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Aaron, too. And you, too. Patty says, I caught an auto draft trying for $5. More luckily, I read the statement before the draft. What was it an auto draft for? There might be a rash of those things going on. And there might be one of those situations where their database got hacked and they're just trying to get everybody. I don't know. I've heard like 4 people so far saying they were having trouble with that sort of thing. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it don't mean it won't. Judy's here. Hello, Judy. Then my chat jumped.
That would be 851.
Thank you. Judy says, hi, everybody. Amanda.
Hi, Judy.
Kevin says, hello, Judy. Soph says, I went to the Melbourne show yesterday. It was so much fun. What was a Melbourne show? What kind of show was it? Aaron says, Soph, I wasn't away. And Soph says, I hope you had a great day, Aaron. Judy says, hey, Amanda and Kevin. Judy, how you doing this fine evening? Judy St. Vincent. I like that name. It's regal. Mabel says, Victor, I told you. Victor says, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? Fab Daddy says, what's your new girl's name? Daisy.
She must have guessed it, and he must have said no, that she was wrong.
I'm trying to get it close enough you can see that paint job.
Just let it sit right there for a second.
Is that it?
Back up just a little bit. Back it up.
I'm trying to get it where they can see the paint job.
There you go, right there, right there. You had it too close to the camera.
No, I'm trying to get it where they can see the paint job. It's not stickers. It's in the paint. It is painted on. It's painted on the guitar. Anyway, she's a beauty. Very fine, and I don't know if you noticed it. Can you see those knobs? No, because they're black. They're blocked out from the screen. They got turquoise knobs. The green screen is blocking them out.
The green screen.
But those are like real turquoise stone. You know what I'm talking about? That's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. The green screens lighting them up.
Well, turquoise is that color.
I
so.
know.
But that's pretty sweet. I like those knobs. And they're stainless steel knurled knobs with turquoise caps. It's pretty cool. Oh, what?
Hi, sister.
Hi, sister. There's my sister. I was just talking about you. Kevin says, very nice guitar. It is. I was going to play it for you tonight, but I am not done setting it up yet. I ran out of time this afternoon. I'll get it done. Mabel says, no, we have been clickbaited. No, you haven't. That is a girl, and she's new in my life. And what we get up to is me setting her up and playing her. That's not clickbait. I told the truth. I don't have any male guitars. They're all female. Each one of them's like a woman. Each one of them's different. Melinda says, I didn't ask because I remembered his sister was sending him a guitar to fix. You did know that, didn't you? Big John says, wow, that's a beauty. Thank you, John. Sue Woods is here. She says, hello, everybody. Kevin says, Mabel, smiley, smiley. Fab Daddy says, Daisy or Dazzy? Daisy. Daisy, like the flowers that are on it. Some of them are sunflowers. Some of them are daisies. Some of them are other flowers, but they're all yellow. So I decided to call her Daisy. And Judy says, hey, Sue. Soph says, at the Melbourne show, I got some watermelon hard candy, which I absolutely love. Yeah. What is the Melbourne show? What goes on there? What kind of show is it?
Huh.
Does the city just act up for a day or two, or is it something in the city?
Hi, Sue.
Kevin says, hello, Sue. And Debbie says, hello, everyone. I am late because I was playing Scrabble. Nice. I lost because I was playing a poor sport. So I gave them the game. The fake coins meant a lot to them. I hear you. Yeah, sometimes you play with people that aren't very intelligent, and they try to get you. You spend the whole night with 2-letter words or 3-letter words, and I'm like, come on, play a 7-letter word. They can't do it. Yeah, I understand. My mama's favorite game was Scrabble. She loved it. Matter of fact, I got a Scrabble board sitting over here somewhere. Sue Wood says, hi, Judy.
Hi, Mabel. Hi, Debbie.
And hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. How are you this fine evening? Besides Scrabbled out. Sue says, hey, Amanda. Kevin says, hello, Debbie. And Soph says, hey, Susie. How are you? Victor says, she wanted to ask so bad, and I was like, nah, be respectful. No. You can ask me anything you want. I take it as a sign of respect that you ask me questions. So please do, and I will always answer you, and hopefully to your satisfaction. But one thing you can be sure about knowing me, and you can ask anybody here, I'm not just tooting my own horn. I hold nothing close to the chest. I am completely open, like an open book. I'll tell you everything. Everything. I have nothing to hide. If I can get it out of my voice. And Sue says, hi, Kevin. And Judy says, hey, Debbie. Mabel says, listen to your wife.
That's right. Tell him, Mabel. Tell him.
Always listen to your wife. If for no other reason, to keep her on your good side. Kevin says, Victor, I thought he got a puppy.
No, we still have one of those.
I have a puppy. A triple puppy.
Oh, no, Vic. It's all good. She could have asked.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put it in the title if I didn't want people to know about it. And Victor says, yes, ma'am. Sue says, 8-ball, are we going to have a good time tonight? 8-ball says, nah, mate. You know that's a lie. Ain't nobody having more fun than we are. This is the best place on earth to be tonight. Right here on Untethered Live. Anyway. Big John says, I bet Jake would love to strum on it. I would love to strum on it, but it's not prepared yet. I was going to play it for you tonight, but I ran out of time setting it up, so I didn't get it finished in time. I'll get it finished after the show, and if I've still got it by Friday, I'll play you another. I'll play it for you. Fab Daddy says, let the good times roll. Amen, brother. Sue says, hi, Nugget. And Amanda says,
LOL, Nugget. It? Yes, he does.
She. Strum her.
No, he said strum it.
I know. It's a her.
Well, okay.
But I can strum it, too.
That's what I'm saying. It. That's why they're in quotations. It. Yes, he does.
That
part.
Soph says, how are you, Susie? I hope you're doing really, really well. I swear I'm going to get a Elmira emoji. If you don't know who Elmira is, you don't get that joke. Sue Wood says, hi, Amy. And I'm good, Soph. You? Aaron says, no touching the legendary Patty. That's right. Keep your hands off the Patty, or else you'll get the Duke boys. You see that? That's hellfire and brimstone. You see that? I'm scared of that one my damn self. You want me clouding up, raining all over you. Aaron says, no pets for Leo. Really? Why not? Bad dog? Soph says, I'm good. I went to the Melbourne show, Susie, which is a show that has runs every year in September to October, and I went there yesterday. That does not tell me what kind of show it was. What kind of run? Like running or motorcycle runs or car runs or little donkey runs? And why will you not speak to me directly? Judy says, hey, Amy. And Sue says, Aaron.
Leo's going to drink all your tequila, Aaron.
Tequila Leo. Fab Daddy says, I will be popping in and out. That sounds like a personal problem there, buddy. You might want to get that looked at and get your zipper fixed. Watching the flotilla being stopped and boarded by Israel Navy. Ah, what is a flotilla? I'm assuming it floats. Aaron says, Sue. Aaron says, Leo can buy his own tequila. I would pay real dollar bills to see that.
$8.58.
Thank you. I'm way out. There we go. Big John says, hey, Sue, how you doing, Heart? And then Victor says, thank you, sir. Integrity is important. I try. I don't know if I'm integral, but I try. Sue says, I'm good, Nugget H.
LOL, Aaron. Be nice to Leo or send him to me.
No more dogs, especially big ones. Sue Wood says, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Linda says, Leo is the doghouse. Leo is in the doghouse, Aaron. And Soph says, I went to the Melbourne show yesterday, Susie. We know. Why do you keep repeating yourself? Everybody heard you. We're still trying to ascertain what the Melbourne show is. Come on now, help us out. Sue says, nice, Soph. And Soph says, I was really good, Susie. I got some watermelon hard candy, which I love, which we also know. That sentence could say the Melbourne show is ... Sue says, I'm making an Anne Boleyn dress. Now I want to go to the Hever Castle, which is in England. Is it Hever or Hever? Aaron says, I had to sign new law papers for work because of the soulless lady. Oh. And then my escaped and ram smacked the house, ate the bed, and pooped all over. Oh, the dog did. Ran all over the house and pooped in the bed. And pooped all over, ate the bed and pooped all over the place and spread trash everywhere. And then walked all over the bed. Oh, wow.
With poopy feet.
Yeah. Sorry about the reading of that. I had to figure out what you were talking about. Who is the soulless lady that you had to sign law papers about? Are you talking about a landlady? Or like the ex-wife or something? Amy says, hi, Judy and Sue. I'm working, not watching chat. We got it covered. You just do your thing. Aaron says, with poopy feet, right. And Judy says, doing fine, Jake. How about you? A little scratchy in the voice, but I'm fine. I feel like Miss Piggy on a prom night. Other than that, I'm good. By that, I mean I have a frog in my throat. Anyway. And there's my sister. She says, hey, y'all. Hello, Sister Love. How are you doing? Nice for you to join us tonight. How you feeling? I have been enjoying the lady. I got it right here. You can't hear it, though. But she's going. Got some new strings on her, and I'm working on the intonation now, trying to get it set up. And, you see that part right there? Yeah. You see where I made it fit? Maybe you can see that. I don't know. Anyway, I've been working on it. Amanda.
Hi, Missy.
Aaron says, Leo has 30-day notice, Linda. You'll put him on notice, huh? 30 days and you're out. And Kevin says, hello, Melissa. That's my sister, everybody. Melissa's my sister. My sister, everybody. Missy is what I call her. She says, hello, all. I'm on the road with Elizabeth. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Where you going? And why are you on the road? Wouldn't it be better if you were in the car? I'm just asking.
I'm saying, isn't it past your bedtime?
Right? She goes to bed with the chickens unless she's on the road. Fab Daddy says, Sue, you are an amazing dressmaker. Seamstress. Yes, she is. She makes some damn fine stuff.
Send him here, Aaron.
I mean, if you must, I'll take him. But. And Melissa says, hi, Mandy. Banhammer.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Lady B's here. She says, beautiful guitar. She is a beautiful indeed. Yes, she is. Hey, Jake. Amanda, how are you all? Sorry, let me try again. She is a beauty indeed. Jake. Hey, Amanda. How and all you wonderful folks in chat? How are all you wonderful folks in chat? Love each and every one of you. God bless you all from Alabama. Dead smiley face, lusty smiley face, stone smiley face. Well, we love you too, Lady B. How are you doing? And hello in Alabama. And Sue says, thank you, Fab Daddy. Big John says, Sue, I think it's called Hampton Court Castle, Henry VIII. Yes, I am. I'm Henry VIII, I am. I'm Henry VIII, I am. I don't know where that came from.
Wow.
Aaron says, Melissa, your last name is cool. It's even cooler when you hear her pronounce it. Lapergolo.
902.
I know.
Oh, thought you jumped.
1-0. Aha. Kevin says, hello, Lady B. And Amanda says,
hi, lady.
Sue says, Nugget. Never. Castle is her childhood home. Hever? Never Castle. Hever Castle. I don't know what that's supposed to be. One of those. It's either never or hever. Soph says, Susie, do you like watermelon? And Melissa says, thanks, Aaron. Lapergolo. Sue says, Hever Castle. I knew it was one of those. And Sue says, Soph, yes, I like watermelon. Very much. It's delicious. And watermelony. Aaron says, you're welcome. Vera Lynn's here. Hey, Rachel. How are you, sweet lady? Nice to see you. Lady B says, hey, Kevin. Always Kens. Hey, everyone. Heart. Nice to see you, Lady B. Kevin says, hello, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Big John says, Sue, it's massive. You'll love it. And Judy says, hey, Rachel. And Aaron says, what color was the stage, Soph? Yeah. Any information about Melbourne show at all? Jamie, pull it up. See if you can figure out what it is. Sue Wood says, Nugget, it's about an hour outside of London. Lady B says, how are you doing, Kevin? Oh, here we go. We got it. Hold on. The Melbourne show is a place where you can get a show, bags, food, rides, and a face painting. So it's a carnival. All right. So the word show usually indicates a type of show. Is it a comedian? Is it a circus? Are there elephants involved? Is it a play? Is it dancing? Is it motorcycles jumping over big pointy things? There's also animals at the Melbourne show, which is amazing, like dogs and some chickens. That sounds like somebody's backyard. Are there any elephants or tigers or bears? Oh, my. Or monkeys. Are there any monkeys? Judy says, hey, Lady B. And Big John says, I've been, Sue. Massive gardens. Lady B says, hey, Judy, thank you.
Yeah, it's a carnival fair, petting zoo show type of thing.
Got it. Okay. So we're talking about a carnival.
Pretty much.
And those are fun.
And it's called the Melbourne Royal Show.
The Melbourne Royal Show. It is a carnival. It has presumably elephants and tigers and monkeys and camels and dogs and chickens.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a whole bunch of things.
Maybe they're trained chickens. Maybe they're like assassin chickens. Chicken assassins. Oh.
It lasts for 11 days, so almost as long as ours.
So like a carnival.
Yeah.
All right. They got rides?
Yes.
So they got rides. So you get your face painted.
Animal shows, music.
Music. Yep.
Fireworks.
People in mascots.
Yep. Shows. All kinds of pop culture collectibles, treats. Thousands of animals.
Watermelon candy for sure.
Yeah. 100 of competitions, livestock, horses, dogs, alpacas, poetry.
Axe throwing.
Yes. All kinds of stuff.
Got it. Okay. So that's and hunter spider fights.
Sure.
Okay. Nice. Lady B says, hey, Judy, thank you. And Soph says, it was like a black stage. Cool. Okay. Aaron says, so I thought you said you were going to concert last time. They had a concert there.
Number you at?
I am at 906. Judy says heart, and Susie says nice nugget. Melissa, where are you guys going to? The kids are jamming. I'll catch you a bit later. Okay, I got you. Kind of hard to type and drive. I understand. Soph says yes. I'm going to a concert on the 26th of October. That's a day after my mother's birthday. And I'm going to the Michael Jackson concert. Hee hee. He might be late. Last I heard, he was engaged elsewhere. It's amazing you can still get tickets, though. Sue says, nice nugget. And Soph says, but the Melbourne show runs once a year. It's a carnival, so we understand now what you're talking about. Victor says, yeah, geez, get the pronouns right. Right on.
Okay, Missy, love you.
Love you too, miss. Aaron says, will Michael be there? So I hope not. That would be a strange concert. Amy says, hi, Melissa. And Soph says, I'm hoping, Aaron. Yeah, he won't be there. I'm pretty sure. At the very least, he'll be late by, a millennia or so. Amy says, I don't think he will be, Aaron. Fab Daddy says, freaking doorbell rings. And I am shocked because I don't usually have that happen. It was just Solar Salesman, LOL. Really? I saw a movie like that once. What is a solar salesman? Trying to sell you sunlight? Or sunlight catchers? Sue says pant leg runs. Yep. That's where two people get in one pair of pants and try to run. Aaron says, well, she said she hoped so, right? Linda says, that would be something, Aaron. It would be. It'd be like, down, 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 down. There's my finger. Down, 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 go. I left foot.
Wow.
Big John says, Sue, Prince William, and Princess Catherine are coming over to Australia soon. Nice. That's got to be a big fanfare. A lot of people showing up to that. So says, if you're looking up Melbourne show on Google, you can have a look at it. It's kind of like a fair. That's what we were looking for, and we got it. We figured it out. Aaron says, that math ain't mathing. Right. Elmira. Hang on, my chat jumped.
9019.
Uh-huh. Amy says, hey, Lady B. And Victor says, Fab Daddy, solar jump scare. Could be. Aaron says, Linda, he moonwalked in the crowd like hee hee. I'm just kidding. Soph says, it's called the Royal Melbourne Show. We found it. Sue says, if Princess Catherine was ever to come to the West Coast USA, I'd go see her. I love her. She's so gracious and exemplifies English royalty to me. I hear you. Bill Bennett says, I love you all. Prayers. I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed. I hope to see you soon. Bill, thank you for being here, buddy. God bless you, my friend. Have a good night. Rest, and we'll see you next time. Tomorrow night for some politics. No.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday. See, I'm so tired I don't even know what day it is.
Gosh, gotta keep you in line for everything.
I'm exhausted. I don't even know which way I'm going. That's all right. Keep moving. Fab Daddy says the flotilla is an assembly of ships 60 plus, and they are trying to give Gaza food and health care. Well, I hope they succeed. Lady B says, hey, sweetheart Amy, I love you, my smart girl. Brain.
Amy Brainiac. Oh, Anna Brainiacs. Animaniacs.
And Judy says, good night, Bill. And Kevin says, good night, Bill. Aaron says, Soph, I'm trying to see Michael Jackson show up.
Night, Bill.
I'm trying to see Michael Jackson show up. Yeah, I don't think he will. Linda says, good night, Bill. And Soph says, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, he won't. He might be an impersonator, but he won't be there, I promise. Aaron says, packs Leo up and waves. Go to the hammer, so no refunds. If you must, we'll take them. And Victor says, yeah, Michael Jackson would be so wild to see, Aaron. There's my finger. Hee hee.
Have to get a new set of. Have to get a new glove to hold your hand together.
Mm-hmm. And put it on a string so you can just flip it around.
Right.
Big John says, hello, Lady B. I want to apologize. I did block you by mistake the other week. I didn't mean to. Please forgive me. Yes, we did solve that problem, Lady B. And we do apologize. I think we got it straightened out now, though. Aaron says, yep, Vic. A real person would know that. Vic says, maybe Tupac, too. Right on.
Hello, Aaron. That sucks. Leave Lee alone.
Amy says, ha, 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 ha. Yep, and Tupac, too. Tupac Shakur. Maybe some Bob Wills or No Woman, No Cry.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Victor says, or Johnny Cash and Freddie Mercury. That'd be a weird combo. High and low. Sophie, will they be there? Amy says, and Buddy Holly. Don't forget about Buddy Holly.
Well, I want to see some Prince too, then, for that matter.
Mm-hmm. She's a safety lawyer for work, says Aaron. Oh, I got you. Amy says, Elvis, you know that's right. I'd love to have seen Elvis. And the sad part is I could have seen Elvis. I didn't like him back then. I didn't know anything about Elvis. I was just a kid. I heard about him dying while I was going down the road. I heard it over the car radio. They announced his death. Terrible. Aaron says, Leo beats me, Amanda.
LOL, Aaron.
He's just a puppy. Mine does too, my little Tribble. She doesn't mean to, but she just gets so excited and she's wanting to be up on me all the time, or under me, or in between my legs, or something. Usually when I'm turning to go in another direction, she'll get right under my feet, and I'll either have to step on her or fall, one or the other. So there's a lot of stepping on dogs.
You'd think she'd learn by now, but she don't.
Mm-mm. It's a very excitable puppy.
She's a crackhead.
Judy says, that guitar is pretty. Thank you. Fab Daddy says, R.I.P. Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall, really? I thought she's been dead. Well, R.I.P. Jane Goodall. Thank God we don't have to listen to any more of your insufferable documentaries, but I'm sure you were a great woman. When did she die? And from what? Aaron says, Soph, I'm going to see the Rat Pack. Right on. And Debbie says, hello, Melissa. Tell us some dirt on Jake. I think she's already gone. But if you want some dirt, just ask. I'll tell you. I hide nothing. I'm an open book for you guys. I made that decision a long time ago. I keep nothing close to the chest. I have no secrets. None. I'm ashamed of nothing. But you have to ask. I can't decide what you think is dirt, so you have to ask what you want to know.
She died today, 91 years old, of natural causes.
Wow. Well, God bless her and her family. That's terrible. Got a lot of dying going on these days. A lot of the people that we grew up watching and knowing about, and people that informed us and the way we think and the way we shape our lives, are all disappearing. It won't be long and there'll be nothing from our past. There'll only be new people. I don't know if I'm ready for that. There's only 3 people left out of the original Star Trek crew. And all three of them look like they could die at any minute, except for Bill Shatner. He looks like he's as young and healthy as I am. That guy just went to space last year. Like, for real.
2 years ago.
Was it 2 years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
I've
don't
been
think
here.
It's been 2 years.
I've been here a year now.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun. Catch
I
up.
guess. Amy says, Aaron, Tupac and I share a birthday. Same day, same year, different parents. One would hope. And Sue says, something.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Blue balls.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Sue? Are you trying to cause blue balls?
Those might be blueberries.
They look like balls.
Well, berry is a ball.
I guess you got me there. Aaron says, that's cool, Amy. And Judy says, my hubby and I have the same birthday, different years. Weird. That's got to suck for both of you. Ain't nobody getting a good present. You got to buy them both on the same day. That's why I hate being born in December. Christmas sucks. So does my birthday. Everybody's broke. Aaron says, what day? And Judy says, October 5th, Friday, for me. Judy? Hang on. I got you. Anybody else got a birthday coming up? I think somebody else said their birthday was in October. I didn't think about it at that moment. Who else has got a birthday in October? Fab Daddy says, in a crowd of 20 people, the likelihood of 2 people sharing the same birthday is extremely high, month and day. Of 20 people? That's like,
I don't know.
1 in 250,000 chance. And Sue says, happy early birthday, Judy. Yes, happy early birthday. That's like in 4 days. Aaron says, my son would love to see Juice WRLD in concert. Juice WRLD? I don't know who that is. I probably do. I just don't recognize the name. And Judy says, thanks, Sue. And Debbie says, happy early birthday to you and Brad. Judy. And when I see the glow on the horizon, I will know it's your birthday cake on the 5th. Right on. And Aaron says, Linda, he will be at the Melbourne show with Michael Jackson and Elvis. Tupac. Yep. And Judy says, wow, thanks, Debbie. Linda says, smiley, smiley. Kingdom Kid says, thank you all for such kind words. Jake, stay blessed. I got a 1,100-mile road trip right now until we meet again, brother. Well, please be careful on that 1,100-mile road trip. I don't know where you're going or where you're coming from, but I hope you stay safe. God bless you, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the membership and go watch Hyperbole. You'll love it. Fab Daddy says, I am not a woman, but I heard that when ladies hang out for long durations, their cycles can link. Well, they sync up. They don't link. Is that true? They sync up. And they sync up because of a thing known as sympathetic. What's the word I'm looking for? Empathy? Sympathetic empathy? That's not the right word. People commiserate with each other. I'm trying to think of the word, and it's escaping me at the moment, but people tend to pick up the habits or to mirror the habits of people that they're around for any duration. Everybody does that. It's just weird when you can point at something like a period and go, look, they synced up. But your moods sync up, your attitudes sync up, your emotions, sometimes your likes and dislikes will sync up if you're around somebody for any length of time. That's just the way humans behave. So, yes, that is true. And it's more like a sympathetic psychosis of some kind, like mass hysteria, but not hysteria, but empathy. My brain ain't functioning very well tonight, in case you haven't noticed. Mabel says, Soph is going to her backyard. Yeah. Lady B says, Judy, happy early birthday. Birthday cake, balloons, and presents. Judy says, thanks, Lady B. Linda says, be safe, kid. God bless. Be safe, kid. God bless. And Sue says, yes, Fab Daddy. It is true. And Judy says, safe trip, kid. Amy says, chicken assassins. Bruh. I have moments. And Judy says, 144 candles, Debbie. That's right. Aaron says, Jake will do something for Judy on the show. He always does. Absolutely. I'll sing you happy birthday or something. Kevin says, Judy, that could heat a home. 144 candles. Good gracious.
It's called menstrual cycle synchronization.
Thank you. Copacetic vibrations, baby. Yeah. Anyway, it could also burn down a home, Kevin. So be careful with that many candles. And Judy says, okay, Aaron. And probably Kevin. And Sue says, Judy, Aaron is right. He did it for me. I obviously will. Yeah, I love you guys. I'm not going to let a birthday go by. I write down everyone I hear. And Victor says, it is fun to watch the plot thicken for Jake after we've already figured it out. I love it. Exactly. See, there's a method to my madness. You guys are ahead of me, so you already know what's going on, and I'm catching up, which allows comedy to ensue, obviously. Especially when I'm tired and my brain don't work. And for some reason, my brain don't work. Aaron says, horrifying thought. What if spiders had hands and could grab you? Well, they do have hands and feet.
8 of them.
Nope.
Oh, well, I know where you're going with this. Okay.
That's correct. They have 2 sets of feet and 2 sets of hands. How do I know that? Because the Bible tells you so. This I know. Aaron says, I read that one. Victor says, no, sir. Absolutely not. And Judy says, did what, Sue? Sang her happy birthday. And Debbie says, Judy, I was going to ask if you had to take a loan out for all those candles. And Aaron says, he might be late. My stomach. Michael Jackson might be late. He might be late. Sue says, something special on the show. Absolutely. I might even throw up the birthday background, which I have been known to do a time or two. I was looking to see if I had it in here, but I don't. But I can put it in here. Lady B says, Aaron, have you ever heard that we have spiders in that we eat spiders in our sleep? Do you think it's true? I do not.
Yes, it is true.
No, it is not.
You eat all kind of bugs in your sleep.
If one crawls in your mouth, you might eat it.
Yes.
They don't crawl in your mouth all night long.
No, but you inhale them out of the air and
if
everything
there's
else.
one there. It has happened. It's not a thing that happens to everybody all the time. You can't make a statistic out of it. It's just a random occurrence. One might crawl in your ear, too, and get stuck. But it's not likely. I've lived my entire life. I've never had an animal in my ear. But I know 3 people that have had it happen. One had to have it surgically removed. So it is possible. It happens enough that we've got an animal called an earwig for that very reason.
Yes.
A critter, not an animal. But it's never happened to me. And I lived in the town of earwigs. And Judy says, LOL, Debbie. But yes, you can eat a spider if you're sleeping and one crawls across your face and it goes in your mouth. You might swallow it. Yes. More likely a fly than a spider. Because believe it or not, spiders don't like people. And they don't just run up on you if they know you're there. They might accidentally run up on you or fall and land on you. They're not wanting to, though. They're trying to get away from you. If your mouth is in the direction of their getting away, they might fall in it. And if that does happen, you might and roll over and go on to sleep. But the statistic that every person eats 8 spiders a night, that's a lie. They know.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that.
Or whatever the number is. Lady B says, eat spiders, typo. I got it. I figured it out. And Sue says, Aaron, my bird ate a spider today. That's awful weird and convenient and strange. Judy says, we gave up on candles years ago. Well, what do you do instead of candles? And it couldn't have been that long ago. You recommended it 3 sentences ago. Can't keep a cigarette lit.
Suck on it more.
Can't keep a cigarette lit. Yeah. What number am I?
924.
Big John says, Fab, it's Greta that's gone to Gaza. I hope they arrest her again, spoilt child. 50 boats. Yeah. Greta Thunberg. Our generation's anal pimp. Pull. Anal pimple. Anal pimple. Aaron says, Lady B, yes, it's true. Aaron says, Sue, they have bird eating spiders the size of dinner plates. The bird or the spider? A bird the size of a dinner plate's not that weird. A spider to the size of a dinner plate, that's a different story. And Lady B says, I thought so, Aaron, about the spiders. It's not statistically true, but yes, you can eat a spider in your sleep. Aaron says, spiders hold someone for ransom, like put down the home defense bottle. Spider assassins. Only can be stopped by chicken assassins. Fab Daddy says, Nugget, Greta is just young. She was used as a pawn politically. I disagree. That girl knows what she's doing. I've watched her get arrested before and show her little boobies. Oh, yeah. She knows what she's doing. And she was used politically also. But she knew she was being used politically. She wanted to be. That's how they make all that money and afford those boats. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking that she's earnest in her endeavors. I assure you she's not. There's a reason that she takes private planes and boats everywhere she goes. And while she's complaining about climate crises. The difference between an activist and a crusader is money. That's the difference. Some know they're not ever going to make any money. Some are angling for making money. And they'll take up whatever cause they need to get that. Victor says, you could take at least 8 people hostage if you were a spider. Probably. Probably more than that. If you were a spider, you'd be one big spider. I imagine you could take a whole room full of people hostage. You think a little spider scares people? Imagine a person scared of spiders that sees a spider the size of a human. That's going to be a bad day for that person. Lady B says, smiley, 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 Victor. Kevin says, I'm going to call it a night. Good night, Jake, Amanda, and everyone. Kevin, thank you. Thank you for being here. God bless you, my friend. I'm going to call it a night soon, too. I just about can't keep my eyes open. And Sue says, he drinks tequila and she talks dirty in Spanish. Nice. And Judy says, good night, Kevin. Lady B says, good night, Kevin.
Night, Kevin.
Night, Kevin. Big John says, think they're called funnel web spiders or huntsman spiders. Oh, yeah, the ones in Australia, hunt spiders, huntsman spiders. Yeah. Those are the ones that will attack you back. I ain't got no use for that thing. It's deadly and it's vicious. And it's aggressive. I don't need an aggressive spider. That and everything in Australia is trying to kill you. So I don't know why anybody would want to go there. But I hear it's lovely despite the fact that everything's trying to kill you. They also have kangaroos. So there's that. I mean, who don't want a box of Joey, right? I wouldn't be able to get used to saying serviette, though. I'd call it a napkin, and that would gross everybody out because the word napkin in Australia means diaper. So, and then I would inevitably, when they corrected me, do that, which means that in Australia, so I would be doubly screwed. So communication wouldn't work very well for me if I went. I'll stay here and watch Crocodile Dundee. Aaron says, the bird eating on John, ? Oh, no, he was saying a bird eating spiders. Spider eating birds. Yeah. Bird eating spiders? Now I'm confused. Which is it?
Bird eating spiders.
Bird eating spiders. That would be entertainment. Spider eating birds? I think I'd rather see a hummingbird.
I think you did say spider eating birds, though. Back up further.
Aaron says 1. Eating one, John. Eating one, John. The bird eating one, John. I don't think so. Not currently. I think he was just telling us they exist, not that he was looking at one. Fab Daddy says, sea spiders, a.k.a. crabs, are delicious. Yes, they are, but they are bottom feeders, and I'm trying not to eat seafood. Victor says, you ever seen an African barking spider? No, but I've seen an African swallow carry a coconut.
Jake is the king of an African barking spider.
What are we talking about?
You don't remember what a barking spider is?
Yeah, stepping on bullfrogs.
Okay.
I got you. Mabel says, hush. Aaron says, yes. Guess what? Camel spiders are worse. Camel spider. I don't know what a camel spider is, but I'm picturing a spider with 2 humps on its back.
No, it doesn't have 2 humps, but they're very big. They kind of put you in mind of a big scorpion, kind of.
That little.
They're like Iraq spiders.
Nah, I've seen those before. Yeah,
they're like in Iraq.
There was a movie where they got all in somebody's tent.
Yes.
Can't remember what movie it was, but something like Zero Dark 30 or something like that. One of those kind of movies, anyway. Yeah, I remember that. Creepy. And Victor says, they are there and gone so quick, ain't they? Patty says, yes, I guess I'm going to get on. See y'all on Friday. Fly your freak flag. Good night, y'all. Patty, I will let my freak flag fly right to bed. Because I got a rebel flag comforter. So that's where my freak flag is. I'm going to fly right into the covers and go to sleep. Nothing sticking out but my mustache. You have a good night, and we love you, and we'll see you Friday. Now, Lady B says, Nugget, please know that I understand and you are forgiven. Accept my apology that I am just now reading your comment. I love you bunches, my brother friend. Prayers. Thank you, Lady B. I know he feels better now. He was worried about that, too. He contacted me to let me know it happened. So it was not on purpose. Amanda says,
Night, Patty.
Judy says, good night, Patty. And Soph says, what's on for the weekend, for you guys? This is it. You see it. I do this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday. And then I take a weekday off, and then Wednesday, and a weekday off, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's like a never-ending cycle of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, over and over and over again. Yeah. But that's what we're doing for the weekend. Or that's what I'm doing for the weekend anyway. What are you doing for the weekend? What's on for you? Aaron says, in the desert, it was heck during combat and wreck, and they look like face huggers. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's creepy. I would not want to see that thing. Fab Daddy says, good night, Patty. Big John says, thanks, Lady B. Thumbs up. Aaron says, Soph, I'm hanging with Freddie Mercury and Tupac and Prince and Michael Jackson and Elvis and Johnny Cash. And Soph says, today and natural causes at 91. Thank you. That was when did Jane Goodall die? And thank you for that. And that's so cool, Aaron, says Soph. Big John says, Jane Goodall as an animal rights activist or campaigner. Yeah. Yeah, she's the one that did that documentary about the orangutan making spears and with a straight face said they're learning to make tools and showed us evidence of a monkey hanging off a tree, holding a stick, beating it in the water like that. She called it a spear and said they were making spears to fish with. And I'm like, that's a monkey hanging in a tree beating the water with a stick. It's not a spear. It's not a spear unless they sharpen the point and throw it. So, yeah. Fab Daddy says, speaking of Jane Goodall, what about her? Aaron says, and Judy says, I see she died today, Jake. I heard that. And I'm sorry for the loss. I'm sure her family's devastated. And as much as I disagree with her, she contributed a lot to the scientific world. I don't think she was correct, but she did a lot of work. And she believed what she thought anyway. So she was a good speaker. Victor says, Aaron, are you bringing him a Leonard Skinner over? Are you bringing him and Leonard Skinner over? Freddie Mercury. Got it. Lady B says, sweetheart Nugget, you are so welcome, and I appreciate you. I enjoy reading your comments, and they are intellectual. He's a very smart guy. What it is. Hey, brother, nice to see you. What it is says, hotels about that time you went for the prostate exam with the doctor that had the big arthritic knuckle. What are we talking about? What it is? I'm not interested in getting a prostate exam. Amanda says, hey, what it is? And Linda says, Aaron, I see dead people. I do too, but usually only when I'm in a cemetery. I wonder what that means. Aaron says, I'm bringing him and John Lennon. Right on, thank you. Nice fresh hot cup of coffee for the ages. And Vic says, hey, what it is, how are you? How are you, sir? Appreciate that. Pick me up. Lady B says, Amanda, are Amanda and Jake married? I knew the answer, but it left me. Yes. By way of a divorce, but we are married. What God puts together, let no man tear asunder. So we did, and we still do. What it is says, hello, Amanda. It's a home in UntetheredLive. Huh? Hello, Amanda. And hello, everyone in UntetheredLive. Got it. Aaron says, Linda, the red door. I see your red door on the wall and want to paint it black.
LOL, yes, lady.
Yeah. Victor says, I asked for ℂ𝕙𝕗𝕬𝕝𝕝𝕝, but I suppose that's acceptable, Aaron. I prefer ℂ𝕙𝕗𝕬𝕝𝕝 myself. But I do a little Rolling Stones. Don't get me wrong, I like Rolling Stones. Lady B says, Amanda, when are you and Jake's birthday? Well, mine is in December the 10th.
Mine's January 11th.
And Lady B says, congrats, Amanda.
Thanks, lady.
I don't know if that's a congratulatory situation or not, but she's stuck with it now. Victor says, tomorrow, breaking news. Famous dead guys missing from their graves. All in Melbourne. Aaron says, smiley Vic. And Lady B says, Amanda, are you Aquaries? I'm Aquarius, January 27th.
No. I am a Capricorn.
Capricorn. She's a billy goat gruff. And when I walk in a room and go, she'll just fall over.
No. I'm not a fainting goat.
She's bad.
Yeah, I'll remember that when you go to curl up to me next to me tonight. I'll be bad. All right.
Aaron says they're all doing the Thriller video. I used to could sing that. Not anymore. Mabel says, Aaron, he is too much tonight, like a hyper child. Who? Me or Vic?
Vic.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'd give anything for the energy of a hyper child. Soph says, my boyfriend's back and it's gonna be some trouble. Hey la, my boyfriend's... Oh, sorry. My boyfriend's birthday is on October 24th, and he'll be turning 31, and his name is Daniel. Nice. Tell him to come to the show. Aaron says, Vic is great. He is great. I like him. Vic says, thank you, sir. And what it is says, I'm good, Walter. I'm driving, so I'm having to talk and a headset to text. But I can't really see everybody and send him. But thank you. And hello, Jake. Home fam damly.
Whole fam damly.
I don't think Walter's here, but
I haven't seen Walter either.
I appreciate you letting us know that you're talking on a headset. That makes the inconsistency of your text a lot more understandable. I'll do my best to interpret it into English. But I appreciate you being here anyway, and thank you for listening in. Aaron says, can Dan see Michael Jackson too? So, can Daniel see Michael Jackson too? Mabel says, don't encourage him. He will be like this all night. Hey, cool things happen at 4:30 in the morning when you're excited. I know. That's when I have my best, most inspired moments. That's when I get real genius heady.
Yes.
Wake
Usually
up,
about the time I'm starting to doze off real good.
wake up in the middle of the night with $1 million idea. Big John says the Prime Minister in Britain has called everyone racist. The petition for no digital ID cards has hit 2.6 million. Thank God for that. I think the Prime Minister did say that there was just male and female genders, though, so you're one step in the right direction. I don't know if it was the Prime Minister or some other form of government. I heard Piers Morgan talking about it. But somebody said in Britain that there's only 2 genders, so that's going away. I know that's the least of your problems over there, but that's something anyway. They're recognizing reality, even if it's slowly. And Soph says, I hope so, Aaron, but I'm not sure yet. We're having conversations. I don't know if they're the same one, but we're having them. Fab Daddy says, I found it weird that we talked about rapture before that whole TikTok thing last week. The interwebs are listening. What are we talking about? What are you talking about, Fab Daddy? We talked about rapture last week because somebody asked about it. That didn't have anything to do with TikTok. What are we talking about? But yes, the internet is listening. What TikTok thing are you referring to?
I don't know.
I don't either, because I don't use TikTok. Be more specific, Fat Daddy. I'm not following your train of thought.
I think he done went to bed.
Aaron says, let me know when Dan sees Michael Jackson. It will be exciting, Soph. Oh, there's my finger. Aaron says, get pictures. Lady B says, hey, Walter. I don't think Walter's here. Walter just, like, phantoms in every now and then, doesn't he? Soph says, yay, my boyfriend is so funny. And Victor says, I get an autograph, too. It's kind of hard to do without his finger.
I was just fixing to say, can't do that without fingers.
Soph says, last Friday we celebrated our 2-year anniversary, which is fantastic. I think you've done that like 5 times already. And Lady B says, Victor, are you doing all right? I think so. And congratulations, Soph, on your 2-year anniversary. Aaron says, did you see Wayne Newton, Soph? And Victor says, yes, ma'am, thank you. Well, how are you doing? And Judy says, congratulations, Soph. And Soph says, no, Aaron, I didn't see. Lady B says, doing good, Victor, thank you. Smiley face. Aaron says, he might come next time. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Is that Wayne Newton? That might be the other guy. Soph says, I can't believe that me and my boyfriend have been together for 2 years now. It's so amazing.
Next.
I feel like, never mind. I feel like if I go back 2 years and look at some texts, I might find a very similar text.
I don't know, maybe.
Lady B says, Soph, congratulations. And then my chat jumped. Hang on.
9:42.
9:42.
2 years, huh?
2 whole years.
Yeah, we've been together 2 whole years.
Specifically.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. I got a pretty good memory. Aaron says, what's his name, Soph? Your boyfriend. What's his name? Victor says, John Wayne. Well, Pilgrim, there's your finger. Aaron says, smiley face. And Judy says, carpenter ant in my ear. Now, or you've had that happen before? Because if you got one in there now, that would be weird, because we were just talking about critters in your ears like a few minutes ago.
No, she said that when we were talking about critters
Okay.
in your ear.
So you've had one in your ear before? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I personally know people that have had things in their ears, but I haven't had that happen. So it's not like a statistic that you can point at that everybody has that. It's not a across the board kind of thing, but it is possible.
My son was like 2 and he broke about a 1-inch piece of stick off in his nose. Had to go get it removed.
My grandmother had a cockroach, a full-size cockroach, burrow into her ear and then turn around and get stuck. And it was fighting to get out, but couldn't get out. And it was driving her crazy, moving around in her ear,
I bet.
scratching and clawing. You know how sharp their little claws are? And she had to have it removed from a doctor. And it took like 3 days to get to the doctor to see her. And so she had to live with that thing in her ear for that long.
I would have
It
drowned
was-
him with alcohol.
It was horrible. I don't think they could get it out. I think they tried everything, but I don't remember if they tried that or not. But I was just a little boy when this happened. They might not even thought about alcohol, but I know I remember her going crazy about it. Aaron says, thank you guys for putting up with me. It made my day better. Aaron, you are family. You're my brother. And if your day's bad, my day is bad. So we got to work on that together. And you're always welcome. You know that. His name is Daniel Aaron. Aaron. That's amazing. He's got your name.
Good, Aaron.
Aaron, did you know that you were dating Soph?
Aaron would lose his mind.
Mabel says, what you don't see. Vic commenting and then giggling to himself. That's awesome. Keep it up, Vic. And Lady B says, Jake can't keep a cigarette lit. Sounds like can't keep a good man down. That was intentional. Yep. Aaron says, oh yeah, Daniel that sees Michael Jackson. Aaron. And Vic says, you calling me out? You talking to me? No, you talking to me? And Amanda says,
LOL, Mabel.
Mabel says, yes. Mwah. And Soph says, Daniel is really funny, Aaron, and he makes me laugh so much. Nice. You ever squirt milk out of your nose when you laugh? I'm just asking.
I'm glad you quickly finished that sentence.
Lady B says, Soph? She's sharing her boyfriend with us. Aaron says, is he funny when Michael shows up? Does he have all of his fingers?
Is he the right color?
Big John says, Greta is funded. Yes, she is. By George Soros, among others. And Mabel says, oh, he does whole stand-up routines when Michael is around. And, ooh, he laughs. Ha ha ha. Aaron says, dinner plate spiders, 12 inches. Jesus. Bird-eating spiders. No. Mm-mm. I came across one the size of a hockey puck one time. No kidding. That big. Scared the bejesus out of me. Fought me for a towel, and it won. It looked like a hockey puck, too. I think it had an egg sac on its back, but it looked like a hockey puck. It was perfectly round. It might have been carrying a hockey puck. I don't know, but it was a big spider. And I let it have the towel. And Victor says, I can't. I can't even. And Judy says, ooh, Aaron. And Aaron says, Judy, look up a camel spider. Not the one with 2 humps on his back, apparently. Big John says, I'm not scared of spiders. I'm scared of slugs. Why? All you gotta do is pour salt on a slug and it'll disintegrate. Or step on it and it'll go. Really weird. Soph says, I love my boyfriend so much, he gave me some jelly, which I absolutely love. Aaron says, slugs are nasty. So nasty.
I'm not scared of any of them. I just can't stand maggots.
Blech. Maggots are the least gross of all of them because they'll actually eat necrotic flesh and leave good flesh.
I don't care. What it takes for maggots to get there is the process that I can't get past.
They're just
Gross.
fly babies.
They're disgusting.
They're fly babies. They come out of larvae.
If you step on them, they pop under your feet, and it's disgusting.
Well, anything you step on will pop under your feet if you're bigger than it.
Not like this. Ugh.
What are you doing stepping on maggots?
When I was doing house clean outs, we had to clean a house, and the people left food all over the place. It was nasty.
And you stepped on a maggot.
We didn't have no choice. As soon as you walked in the door, the floor was covered with maggots.
Oh, no wonder you don't like maggots.
It's gross.
Well, they're actually pretty clean. They're actually way dirtier as flies. You know when a fly is licking its hands?
It's pooping.
It's pooping.
Yeah, I know.
Every time it lands on your food, it poops on your food.
Yes.
And then you eat it. Amy says, Spider Pig, he can fly, but he can't. He's a pig. Does whatever a spider pig does. Aaron says, LOL, belly jelly. Amy says, salt shaker in case of slug. Yes, that's all you got to do, and they'll freak out. They don't like salt for some reason.
It dries them out.
They're like, I'm melting.
Exactly.
There's my finger. Lady B says, Jake and Amanda, everyone that said hello and talked to me, thank you. And sweet dreams. 4 a.m. comes early. Sleepy smiley face. Lady B, I love you. Get you some rest. I'm not far behind you. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Big John says, Amy, Simpsons. Smiley, smiley. And Fab Daddy says, 2 and 5, everybody. For those that don't know, 2 and 5 just means toodaloo. Toodaloo. Toodles.
Night, lady.
Night, Fab Daddy.
Night, Fab Daddy.
And Victor says, Aaron, smiley face. And Judy says, night, Lady B. Linda says, Mabel, I think Victor fits right in with us. Or with this wonderful, crazy family. I think so, too. I think you both do. And I'm so happy you're here. And I'm sorry I'm so tired tonight. And my brain is just reeling trying to think of things to talk about. And I'm tripping over words and all kinds of stuff. But I just need some rest. That's all.
Well, just get to the bottom of the chat.
I'm going. Linda Davis says, good night, Daddy. Daddy. I don't know why that sounds dirty in my head, but it just does. Maybe because some people call me that. Victor says, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate all you good folks. Don't mind us. We just like getting at each other. Haha. That's perfect. That's what we want you to do. And you're doing fine.
I was going to say, are you having flashbacks there over the daddy thing?
Yeah. Arachnophobia was a scary movie. It's a little campy, but it's scary. Yeah, I remember when it first came out. I was a teenager, and I remember it being scary, but I've seen it as an adult, and it's not scary at all. It's kind of silly. But if you are of the mind of a child, it is scary. So it's clearly made for a younger audience. And just the idea of giant spiders, that's kind of creepy. But arachnophobia. I have a joke about arachnophobia, but I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. Big John says, good night, Fab. Thumbs up. And Aaron says, not ready. I'm not ready for what? And Mabel says, yes, Vic and I give each other a hard time to have a laugh. And thank you, Linda. And we are grateful. Well, we're grateful for your presence, and thank you for that. Big John says, I like jumping spiders. I do too. They never bothered me. And they're pretty, and they can dance. Did you know that? You ever seen a jumping spider dance? They'll stand up on their hind legs and vibrate. Kind of cool. Aaron says, birds eat tarantulas. They sit on the water, and when bird dives, they eat them. Mm-hmm.
I like banana spiders.
If I had to have a spider, that would be the one.
A tarantula or a banana spider?
A banana spider.
Oh.
Because they write, and that's cool. At least they're doing something, you know. The other spiders, I can't really see a reason for them. They put cobwebs everywhere, and they scare the bejesus out of me. A banana spider will at least give you some art to look at while he's doing all that. I say get a job, spider. Help me pay the bills around here if you're going to be scaring me. Coming out and sitting on my desk waiting for me to come home and kill myself. Trying to get away from it.
I should have left him there.
No, you shouldn't have. I would have shot at it.
You would have shot your computer because he was right next to it.
I know. And that would be your fault.
It would not.
Amy says, sorry, I have not been active in the chat. I was working and trying not to puke at the same time. I hear you, Amy. That's all right. Jobs first. And Judy says, oh, that sounds bad, Amy. I hope you feel better. And Big John says, bless you, Amy. Don't work too hard. Heart. At this time of night, any work is too hard. Linda says, Amy, I felt like that too. I kept myself busy so I wouldn't think about it. I hate puking. Me too, because I have an iron stomach and I don't throw up, ever. So when I do throw up, it's like forceful, you know. In other words, I have to work on throwing up for quite a while before I actually can. So all the nausea and the dry heaving and the, you know, that horrible feeling. And my stomach's like, nope, I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm not doing it. I feel like I'm going to explode and my stomach is still going, nope, we're not doing it. Nope. And it's like a volcano. It is not pleasant. It'll ruin a room. Believe that. I do not like to throw up. And it's very violent. I feel like my belly button's touching my backbone. Amy says, thanks, Judy. I'm afraid to go to the doctor. They'll probably admit me to the hospital again. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, don't do that, Amy. If you need to go to the hospital, go. We'll take care of you somehow. We'll go out there and get you if we have to. Aaron says, I'll hold your hair back, Amy, if you do, but I hope you don't. Vic says, I don't mind spiders as long as they stay 14.5 inches away from me. Fun fact, an AK-47 has a barrel length of 14.5 inches and shoots 7.62 times 39 caliber. I don't think I said that right. Anyway, the point.
It's 7.62 by 39.
Yeah, I got it. Amy says, Aaron, the human hair tie. I've been known to do that a time or two. Grab a handful of hair. Different reasons. But. Aaron says, yep. And their hair more pleases than head. Wait, what? I'm gonna read that again. Yep, and their hair more pleases than the head. No, the head works for me better than the hair does. What are we talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he likes to get a handful of hair and get head. I, I mean, there's multiple ways you could put that.
I'm reading it like it says it. Yep, and their hair more pleases than the head.
I don't know.
I don't either, because he was talking about throwing up, holding hair back. What are we talking about exactly? Are you talking about a dirty Sanchez?
Oh, Jake.
What?
Gross.
Amy says, I'm having COPD issues, and I've been running a fever. The day shift person had COVID, and maybe she gave it to me. If you have been around somebody that's had COVID, likely you have it. Drink lots of water, and you know, if you got a headache, maybe you need to take a couple of days off. And Lady B says, Dear Lord, please give Amy time and patience to get her health seen about. We love Amy, and we think she is a blessing to us all. We ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name, that you watch over and guide her. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Thank you, Lady B. These things we ask for in your name, dear Lord. Aaron says, I don't think I know who Jane Goodall is. She was a documentarian from the 80s, and she has a very monotone voice, very British, well-spoken, monotone voice, and she does all those Animal Planet type. If you've ever watched the Animal Planet, you've probably seen her 100 times. She does like orangutans and chimpanzees and things like that in nature. There's a guy that does it too, Attenborough, David Attenborough. She's the female David Attenborough. But yes, Amy, if you're feeling bad, please take care of yourself, honey. And if you got COVID, go to your doctor and ask him to give you some hydroxychloroquine. That'll take care of it like that. In 24 hours, it'll be over. Hydroxychloroquine. And Amy says, oh, thanks, Lady B. Aaron says, Amy, I'm sorry for that. If you need something, let me know. As with the rest of us, too. And Amy says, Google it, Aaron. Google it. The Jane Goodall. Yeah, if you Google Jane Goodall, Goodall, you'll find out who she is. Big John says, amen, Lady B, prayers. Lady B says, love you, darling Amy, prayers. And Aaron says, or someone could tell me. I told you. Lady B says, prayers to you also, Nugget. And Amy says, it's going to be a rough week ahead. The 3-year anniversary of my husband's passing is October 11th. Well, we'll be here for you, Amy. Just keep your head up and stay strong and take it like it comes. It's okay to grieve. It's also okay to know that you've got this under control. And if you have any weakness, we'll be here to hold you. And Linda says, Amanda is a Capricorn like me. Good old Capricorns. They're good partners. Mabel says, I am sorry to hear that, Amy, and we are thinking of you. And Aaron says, Jake is smoother than an ice rink with Crisco on it with his black shirt. Thank you, sir. I am smooth. Smooth as a
smooth criminal. No.
There's my finger.
Couldn't have put it in there so far.
Amanda says, yep, Linda. And Aaron says, Amanda B, day in Jan. Amanda's birthday is in January, the 11th. Mm-hmm. 1 month after mine. 1 month and 1 day after mine. December than January. December 10th, January 11th. Did I get that right?
Yes. Too bad you don't ever remember.
Don't feel bad. I hardly remember mine. Mabel says, context hyperchild, Vic. Yes, but now I have 2 hyper children, and only one of them is actually a child. Well, the other one can be hyper and then clean up after themselves. So be grateful for that. Count your blessings.
Yes, Aaron.
Imagine if you had to clean up after him, too. Aaron says, like my mama was. And I bet I can get the day. I bet you can, too. Mabel says, he is up at 4:30 every morning. I used to be like that. And when my children were babies, I raised them by myself. So when my children were babies, I'd have to wake up at 4:30 every morning to get them ready for school so I could have them ready and out the door by 6 to catch the bus. So I was up at 4:30 every morning making coffee, cooking breakfast, all that good stuff. And I was there when they got off the bus. And I was there to put them to bed at 8. And I pretty much had no life except for that. It's revolved around my kids for 14, 15 years. That's during the time I was trying to become a rock star, and I had to give up one or the other. So I did the children thing. It was the right thing to do. Plus, the price was too high anyway, so I backed off of that. And Vic says sometimes she keeps me in bed. I bet she does. I bet you don't complain too much or protest too much either, do you? And Amy says, data analysis. Data analytics. No human inanimate electronic life form. Daniel. DANIEL. Data analytics, non-human, inanimate, electronic life form. Daniel. Nice. I like the alliteration.
No, he doesn't really. He doesn't really sleep. He naps all night.
Now, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I doze all night long. I don't really sleep at all. Off and on all night. And Aaron says, Amy, damn. Now this is why we love you. Smiley, 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 smiley. I'll second that. And Linda says, that's me too, Amanda. Ugh. I know, right? Sitting up all night. I'll sit up on my bed all night long, cross-legged. Wake up, I can't hardly move. But I'm awake every 30 minutes throughout the night.
Only because he falls over. Me too, Linda.
I fight sleeping for some reason. I know I should just lay down and go to bed, but I won't do it. It never even occurs to me to do it. And she asks me all right, why don't you lay down? I don't know. Just sitting here, you know. That just my body fights it. It doesn't like to sleep. Amy says, cool smiley face. And Aaron says, Amy, cooler than Chicago winters. Victor says, congratulations, Soph, on your 5th second-year anniversary. Big Nugget says, I'm going to say goodnight. I got to work in an hour. Early shift. Much love to all. Hearts and smiley faces and Union Jacks. No smiley faces. Hearts and Union Jacks.
Night Nugget.
John, get you some rest, buddy. I feel like we've done this before. I love you. Work good tomorrow. I'll see you next time. April Rain's here. She says, that's Tom Jones. Ah, I knew it was the other guy. I knew it after I said it. And April says, "Lamau." Aaron says, "My face hurts.
Hi, April.
I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I like it." Mabel says, "April, hello." Then my chat jumped. Hang on.
10:06.
Lady B says, "Sweet dreams, dear Nugget." Amy says, "Hi, April." And Aaron says, "The roast is great." I like roasts. We watched the roast of William Shatner last night. Funny.
You're talking about the roast of the AI.
The roast of the AI.
Yep, you'll figure it out. Keep going.
Okay. And so says, "Dear God, please pray for Amy to be healed from her sickness. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen." Thank you, Soph. April says, "Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Much love. I just came in, LOL." Judy says, "Hey, April." Aaron says, "Soph, are you close to God?" That's a good question. Soph says, "Yes, I love God." And April says, "Hi, Mabel, Amanda, Aaron, Amy, Judy, Soph, Linda, and everyone. Big hugs and love." And April says, "Lady, much love." Amy says, "Carpenter ant. Isn't it named Karen?" Could be. Soph says, "God healed me when I was sick too. He usually does." Lady B says, "Hey, sweetheart April. I was trying to go to sleep. I love being in here." Smiley face, dead smiley face. I love you being in here, Lady B. So thank you. And Judy says, "It happened years ago, far, far away in a land down under." April says, "Oh, I remember that, Jake, about Grandma. Ugh, that was crazy. I love that. Roach in her ear? Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how old I was, but it was a long time ago." Aaron says, "When did you get saved, Soph? At what age and what place?" And Soph says, "Hey, April." Amy says, 2 years, Aaron. Smiley face. 2 years. April says, "Yep, she wore scarves over her ears after that and kept a flood of mothballs in her house. OMG, the smell. I remember the mothballs too. And the vinegar. Jesus. That woman believed in vinegar." Aaron says, "LOL, Amy. It's our anniversary of being saved." And Victor says, "Thank you, sir. My pleasure." And Linda says, I just had someone banging on the wall of my house. I had to do a perimeter check. Armed." Who was it? Who's banging on your house? Or was it a animal or a tree branch? Or an actual person? So says, "My mom saved my life when my dad was very violent, and I pray to God. I was 4 years old when my dad was very violent to me and my mom, so I had to find a house so I could be really safe." That sounds terrible, Soph. Aaron says, "Amanda knows me too well." I was like, hell to the nah. Soph says, "And that's why, Aaron, I had to pray to God so I can find a house to live in and to be healed from what my dad has done." What did your dad do? Is this about to get heavy? I feel like this is about to get heavy. And Victor says, that's my girl. Smiley face and heart. Isn't that beautiful? Mabel says, smiley, smiley, smiley. You guys are such a cute couple. It's amazing.
LOL, Aaron.
I love to see young love. It's a beautiful thing. Aaron says, you got saved at 4 years old. And Soph says, yes. And Linda Davis says, be right back. I got to do another round. The dogs are not happy. Make sure that gun is not only loaded, but cocked. Batshit Crazy says, what's up? What's up, Batshit? Nice to see you, my friend. Come on in. Aaron says, where at daycare? I think she had a bad episode with her dad, and it led to her getting saved. I think that's what she's saying.
Hi, Bat.
April says, LOL, slugs. Slugs. Blah, white lightning. Victor says, Mom came and picked her up, Aaron. Amy says, be careful, Linda. And Amy says, Kentucky jelly.
That's KY.
That good old Kentucky jelly. That'll do it every time. Slide right in there. April says, ha ha ha, fly babies, OMG. Maggots. Maggot, 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 2x4. Victor says, Mother Mary. Her mother's name was Mary. No relation. Aaron says, on the belly. Kentucky jelly on the belly. In the deli.
Isn't that baby batter on the belly?
Kentucky jelly on the belly in the deli. Finelli. Finelli's deli. Yep, I can't think of any more. So says, well, my dad was at my mom's house, and he was very violent. We got that. And my mom had to call the police on him because he did some horrible things to me and my mom. Care to elaborate? Horrible things such as horrible things? If so, I'm glad you're out of that situation. Aaron says, Kentucky jelly horrible? April says, it's regurgitating. What is?
Flies.
Flies No. They do regurgitate on their food, but they also poop while they're eating. Yeah, a fly doesn't have a stomach, so the way it digests its food is it throws up an enzyme onto whatever it's going to eat, and then it sucks it back up through its proboscis. Proboscis is a straw, a built-in straw. And it repeats the process until it sucks up its food in the form of a milkshake. A gross milkshake that doesn't have any milk in it, and it doesn't taste very good. But they like it. But while they're doing that, it's going out the other end all over your food, which you're going to then regurgitate. Maybe with your proboscis. Anyway, moving on. Yuck, says April. And Aaron says, so all that happened when you were 4? I think that's what she's telling us. And April says, good night, lady lovely. I think she's still here. Amy says, I'm sorry that happened to you, Soph. Me too. Judy says, so sorry, Soph. If that's a story that actually occurred, I really think that you should talk to somebody about that. That sounds like a very traumatic and horrible thing for a 4-year-old to have to go through. And I'm sorry that you went through it. I'll be glad to discuss it with you privately or if at the very least you need to contact somebody to talk to, because that is not a thing that's easy to live with. And it has many pitfalls and can actually serve you poorly if you don't handle it. Big John says, when I used to go fishing, if you put them in your mouth, they wiggle more. That's what she says.
Ain't no room to wiggle when it's in your mouth.
Soph says, yep, when I was 4 years old, and that's when it happened. Message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Lady B says, I love you, April. Smiley face. And Aaron says, then you got saved at 4. And Linda says, all good, I'm back. Good. That had me worried there for a minute. And Soph says, yes, I got saved, and thank God my mom and I was 4. Man, thank God and my mom, and I was 4. Well, I'm glad you got saved. Being with God is the best place you can be, especially after a situation like that. But I still strongly recommend you talk to somebody about it professionally. If for no other reason, to just get it off your chest and to deal with it openly and verbally, that'll make it easier to digest mentally. And Aaron says, but what place? At home, I think, Aaron. And Sophie says, in Melbourne. And Amy says, but what place? And Victor says, Michael Jackson is not God, Soph. Shaking my head. Message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it, Soph. And sorry we're giving you a good ribbon, but it's too entertaining not to do so. We love you, and I hope that comes across. We're just giving you a hard time. Don't feel bad about it. And Sue says, sorry, I disappeared. I had an emergency. Oh, no. What happened? Aaron says, oh, damn. She said, and how? And Judy says, are you okay, Sue? And Vic says, I'm dying over here. Smiley, 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 smiley. And Soph says, in Hallam, that's where I used to live. Okay. And April says, hi, Sue. Good to see you, heart. And Sue says, yes, Judy. It's the neighbors. But don't you hate it when the neighbors cause emergencies? And Sue says, hi, April. And Aaron says, how is the Michael Jackson not God, Soph? There's this one book that kind of helps with that. Right. And Soph says, but I got my mom on my side, and also I got God with me, and it's great to have my mom with me. Yes, it is, Soph. And Judy says, that's better, Sue. Monkey Juice, what's up? Monkey here. Jake's chat gonna go on for hours. Nah, it's not that bad tonight. How you doing, Monkey? Nice to see you. And Judy says, hey, Monkey.
Hi, Monkey. And nope.
And Amy says, Barfarama, like gack me with a spoon. Like gag a maggot. For sure. Totally rad. And so says, what do you guys do when you're feeling upset? Punch something really hard and then move on. I have a little quiver in my lip and then I just move on. Because I'm a man and I can handle it. Aaron says, yes, the chat will, and we love it. Amy says, you just have to reboot sometimes, Soph. That's right. Sometimes you just got to talk to somebody and get it all out in the open and then parse it out, put it in its rightful place, and then move on with your life. Aaron says, Soph, we see Michael Jackson when we get upset. I don't. I see his fingers, though. And Soph says, yes, absolutely, Aaron, I agree. And Victor says, Soph, Have you tried the factory reset button? It's located on the Made in China label on the back.
LOL. OMG, Vic.
That's harsh, Vic. Big John says, so if I play music, if I'm upset, full blast. That's a good way. Put on some AC/DC and just rock out. Yeah, I'm into it. I can handle it. And Soph says, no, I haven't. April says, yes, music does help. Amen. I think it does. I think music can take you to many different places. So sad music will definitely not be the thing to listen to when you're sad and or upset. You want powerful rocking music to get you in the mood to jam out, do some work, maybe work out, go for a run, something like that. It is not good to be upset and just stay upset. What you need to do is get your mind busy. My mama used to say, smart people don't get bored. And that applies for upset also. If you're intelligent, you'll find something to do. Get your mind active and engaged on a topic, something you can figure out or work on or think about. And before you know it, upset goes out the window because you're busy working on something. And that does help. That's what healthy people do anyway. So I hear. And Victor says, well, there's your problem. And Aaron says, well, because I make AI, I just found one. Found one what?
AI.
Ah. And Victor says, would have saved you a lot of time. And Aaron says, places, hair, more places. All right. It still doesn't make any sense. So says, what do you do when you're feeling upset, Susie? And Judy says, zinc, vitamin C, and D3. All good things for being upset. Yes. Victor says, she's talking to imaginary people now. No, she's talking to Susie, who is probably the person she needs to talk to. Muggy Juice says, I drank 10 beers, Soph. That'll do it. Not the healthiest thing in the world to do, but that will do it. Aaron says, I think I proved the point and found the AI. Muggy Juice says, Soph. Victor says, yes, sir. Mission accomplished. Return for debrief. And Soph says, that's so cool, Muggy Juice. That's awesome. Aaron says, after 10 beers, do you see Michael Jackson in Melbourne, Muggy? Soph says, Amy, don't forget, you have God with you and your friends and family to support you during your sad time. And remember, he is always in your heart forever, no matter what. Right on. Monkey Juice says, I live in Canada. Remember, Aaron? Oh, it's a joke. You had to be there. The other side. April says, I think it's the person, not the sign. Mm-hmm. Aaron says, yep, Calgary. Amy says, Alberta. And Aaron says, I live in Neverland Ranch. Did you see the monkey? It's on the roller coaster. Bubbles. Bubbles the monkey. Aaron says, I read that one. Victor says, at the Calgary Zoo. And Monkey Juice says, nope, I think it was Alberta. And Soph says, I'm so sorry that your husband passed away, Amy. That's so sad. he is in a better place for sure. April says, good night, everyone. Much love and hugs. God bless us all. April, mwah. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Aaron says, you think? You're sure? Alzheimer's didn't get your brain? Me? Might have. Might have. I seem to be misplacing words a lot lately. May very well be.
Not April.
I might just have really bad gas, though. I don't know yet.
Oh, no.
Judy says, good night, April. And Aaron says, April has the best heart. She really does. She's so loving and giving and kind and sweet and always errs on the side of polite and happy. It is a wonderful thing to behold. Victor says, I said that. Or I forgot I said that. Right? Monkey Juice says, hey, Aaron, you know the difference between boys and girls? Yes, we do. Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina. Vagina. Okay. Aaron says, I got one of each. A penis and a vagina? That's weird.
Boys have ball bearings and a stick shift.
And Judy says, LOL, Amanda. Aaron says, you know monkeys got small balls, so I can't really tell.
Ouch.
Damn it, man. It's getting deep. Where am I at?
10:31.
10:31. I'm at 10:42. Why? I don't know. My chat just likes to jump. Monkey says, didn't answer my question. I think he did. And Victor says, do you know the difference, Monkey? Something about X's and Y's and maybe a Z or Z? I don't know. Amy says, I have a Korean barbecue rib roast in the crock pot. That sounds delicious, actually. I like Korean barbecue. I don't know what it is, but I like it. And Soph says, did you get my comments yet, Amy? I think she did. Amy says, thank you for the prayer, Soph. Aaron says, how did you make it, Amy? The Korean barbecue. And Sue says, any trolls tonight? Well, that depends on what you mean by troll. Could be.
No, Sue.
There's definitely something strange in the
your
neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Amy says, remember the movie with Harrison Ford that opened a monkey and ate the brains? That would be Indiana Jones 2, Temple of Doom. No. Yes. Yes.
And somebody needs to tell Elon to come get his AI machine.
Right on. Aaron says, we roasting the trolls. It's fun. But none today. Amy says, in the crock pot with red potatoes and onions, Aaron, and it was pre-seasoned. Ah. So says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Does not compute. Does not compute. I'm sorry.
What?
Aaron says, Amy, you be cooking it up. So says, I want you to know that you are not alone. Who? Who's not alone?
I don't know who she's talking to. Amy, probably.
Mabel says, thank you, Jake. That is very sweet of you to say. I try, but it's true. And Vic says, thank you, Jake. I appreciate it very much. Also, very true. I do love young love. I was young and in love once. It's a beautiful thing to behold for sure. Aaron says, I want you to know so. You want who to know so? I think she's talking to Amy. Or Susie. So says, Susie, you were not alone. I am here for you because this is my podcast. And, you came here to see me. And everybody, Aaron. I think I have to worry about my job now.
Nah.
Vic says, there is no one here named Susie. There is. Sue.
Vic had a blonde moment.
Oh. Amy says, Sue is Susie.
Vic, Sue.
And Sue says, Soph, that's very nice, but ... And Amy says, Susie is a very sweet friend of mine. And Victor says, oh, sorry, man. Aaron, I don't blame you. She didn't say much earlier, so that's probably why you didn't see her. Aaron says, Linda is okay. I'm checking. As far as I know, she's okay. She's got a gun, so that's something. And Sue says, Victor, I go by Susie on other platforms. I'm not sure why it's Sue here. This is what it says. But I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. And Soph says, yep, she's beautiful, Amy. And Victor says, you sit down and shove that banana in your mouth and hush, boy. Damn it, man. Aaron says, be nice, Muggy. And Sue says, thank you, Amy. Muggy says, oh, my bad. And Sue says, Muggy, it's easy to miss. Amy says, I watched the movie The Fly. Which one? Did you watch the old one or the Jeff Goldblum one? The old one is good, but the Jeff Goldblum one is way better, in my opinion. It also doesn't spend so much time on the guy and more time on the fly. That rhymed. It's a David Cronenberg movie. David Cronenberg's the director, and he is into body horror and stuff like that. But he did an excellent job depicting the fly. But if you saw the original, it's good too, but not as good as the revised one. Aaron says, ignore him. He's a nagging. A nagging. The other N-word. Sue says, what's not easy to live with is how I was born. How were you born? And Soph says, I spoke to my friends and family about it, which is very nice. Good. At least you got somebody to talk to.
And not you, Sue. He was talking to Soph.
And Victor says, I'm trying to keep up. Me too. Me too. I'm trying to keep up while half asleep. Sue says, I don't want to discuss it here, but I shouldn't exist and now have a lifetime of struggles. Been there, done that. I understand what you're saying.
He wasn't talking to you, Sue. He was talking to Soph.
That's all right, though. Everybody's got stuff. And I don't mind discussing it. If you want to discuss it, I'll discuss it with you, but it's no big deal if you don't. I understand, believe me. I've been told twice in my lifetime an expiration date. And both times I passed it. And I'm still going. So, whatever that means. And Soph says, I hope you're doing okay, Susie. I'm always here for you. You want to chat with me? And Sue says, 8-Ball, will I sleep well tonight? And 8-Ball says, no. Poignant but true. Victor says, I am so confused. Just got to take it one at a time, buddy. Mabel says, pay attention, Vic. Less banana. More attention. And Vic says, Lamau, hush. Aaron says, smiley, smiley. And Amanda says,
Seems like a normal state for you, Vic. LOL, just kidding.
and Soph says, I love you guys so much. Elmira. We love you too, Soph. Vic says, it's a wonder I've survived this long, right? And Soph says, I like to go for a walk alone in nature when I'm upset. That'll do. Nature can do wonderful things. Aaron says, Mabel, make sure of it. That you survive? Yes.
LOL, Victor, that's why girls live longer than boys.
Yeah. Because when we hear you yakking all the time, we just want to end it all. Just kidding. I live quite long because she takes good care of me. That's why. Amy says, I eat a lot of life cereal. That way, when I die, people will say she was so full of life.
Yeah. I take care of you. You don't have to eat hot dogs and oodle noodles no more.
Correct. I'm gaining weight like a monster, too.
You're not hungry, though, are you?
No. And Judy says, I clean when I'm upset. Well, that does two things. It gives you something to focus on, and you have a clean house as a result of being upset. So kill two birds with one stone. I like it. That's good thinking right there. Good, solid answer to a problem. Vic says, yes, I'm in the trench and thinking. If I die, that little Italian woman at home is gonna kill me. That's a good way to stay alive. Keep your head down, mind your business, and shoot true when you have to. Aaron says, Amy, LOL, a raccoon would take offense. They eat trash. When they die, somebody will say they were so full of trash. And so says, yep, that's a good thing to do, Susie. I like nature as well. I think you said that.
No, Susie said it first, and then Soap said it.
Oh, okay. Amy says, trash panda Amanda. The band hammer. Trash panda. I like trash pandas. Aaron says, Amy, you are well loved and full of light. There. You heard it while you're alive. How about that? Amy says, heart. I think she wanted to hear that she was full of life. You said light. Either way. Aaron says, I'm a trash panda. Right on.
I'm Amanda Panda, LOL.
Amanda the trash panda. Aaron says, Amanda's Panda Shop. Yes. She runs a suckery downtown. Where am I at, Panda?
You are 1053.
I found it. Mabel says, we're going to get Hannah settled down for the night. Good night, everyone. Gracie, Jake, Amanda. Who's Gracie? Have I missed someone's name?
No. I don't know.
Is that Crazy Jake or Crazy Jake and Amanda? I don't know what crazy means. Anyway, good night. I love you. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys had a good time. We'll be back together on Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live, where it will be exciting, and I will play that guitar on Friday. If my sister doesn't take it back. Amy says, I'm going home. I'll see y'all next time. Friday, hopefully, Jake will have his new guitar ready. I want to hear Bridge Over Troubled Waters on it. I will make a point to learn that just for you.
Night, Mabel, Vic, and Hannah.
I don't know if I can sing it, though, but I'll play it. Vic says, good night, everyone. Jake, thank you, sir. And thank you, Amanda. And see y'all next time. Victor, thank you for being here. God bless you, my friend. Stay strong. Keep your head down.
Night, Amy.
Love you guys. And good night, Amy. I love you too, sweetheart. And Linda says, good night, Amy. And Aaron says, Mando Panda, the Hammer Rambo. Mando Panda, the Hammer Rambo. Hammer Rambo. Mando Panda, Hammer Rambo. Amy says, it was my husband's own damn fault. He should have listened to his wife. The dumb arse would still be here. Alive. I hear you. I know it seems so weird how those things can just happen so fast and so cut and dried. And all they have to do is just observe one thing and it would be different. I know how you feel. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes it trips us up. Sometimes it goes in the opposite direction we think it should go. And sometimes it just surprises us. But if we're still here, there's a reason for that. And we need to at least try to figure out why. And I know why you're here. And I can tell you. You're here to bring light to those less fortunate because you're so good at it. All you got to do is just observe the chat and say something funny. And it comes out with such grace and poise that everybody loves it. It is a true gift. And trust me, I know I do it for a living. So I'm telling you, you got a natural gift for that. And that makes people feel good. So that's why you're here. You are the feel-good button for this show. And this show is growing with lots of people that need that very thing. So thank you for being here for that. And that, at the very least, should make you feel, if nothing else, desired and needed. And if everything, a part of something greater than what you had going on before. And it's beautiful. And it's from God. So appreciate that. Hope that helps. Judy says, good night, good night, Mabel. And Amanda says,
LOL, Aaron.
And Judy says, good night, Amy. And Linda says, good night, Victor and Mabel. And Judy says, good night, Victor. Walter Davis is here. Good evening, all. Hi, Walter.
Hi, Walter.
And Judy says, hi, Walter. Aaron says, Jake, sleep.
No, he can't sleep out there because I don't have nobody to cuddle with when he sleeps out there.
Okay, I'm back. Walter says, hey, Jake, Linda, Jody. Who's Jody? Amanda, Amy, Aaron, Soph, and Sue.
Judy.
Judy. Not Jody like a melody. She warms me with her hefty, then she leaves me with a smile on my face. Something like that. Jody like a melody. She warms me, then leaves me with a smile. I can't remember the song now. Amy says, love y'all. Aaron says, look who poked out with perk beats. Look who poked out with perk eats.
His phone's giving him issues.
Look who perked out with pecked hurts. Look who packed out with puked arts. What? This autocorrect this shit. Look who showed up with perked up ears. Got it. Walter Davis says, how's the house, Linda? Holy. And Linda says, I had to make sure my daughter got to the house safe. and parked around the block. She parked around the block. Was that who was banging on your wall? And Soph says, hi, Walter, how are you? And Linda says, the house is fine, Walter. Aaron says, all good, Linda, I'm glad. Linda says, good night, everybody. Hugs and hearts and wavy hands. Good night, Linda. We love you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. God bless you. And get you some rest. Amanda says.
Night, Linda.
And Judy says, good night, Linda. And Aaron says, thank you, Jake. Hugs. Thank you, buddy. My pleasure. And Soph says, I just had some sour candy. I love warheads. I do too. Those are awesome.
I like tearjerkers better.
I like the sour, I guess they're called Sour Patch Kids.
Yep.
Something like that. I like the sour green ones. Anyway.
Nighters all. See you Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Untethered Live for Chill Stream. Much love, y'all.
That's my cue. I'm going to go to bed now and shut my eyes and inspect the backs of my eyelids for some holes. And I'll let you know what I find in the morning. All right. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a wonderful Wednesday. Wacky, wild Wednesday. Wow. Can't wait to do it again. Have a great night. I'll see you all next time. I love you all. Be nice when you go out into the world, and thank you for watching.
Good night, y'all.